Welcome to Tuesday Sable Talk. We are happy to have you with us. Today we have myself, Sandy,
Robin,
And
VJ. So happy to have you with us. And we're going to have Kathy come on in quickly because we're going to start with Kathy, what she's been working on. She has a finish that she just completed. Step back here. Let's see. Come on back here, Kath. I will hold it up and you can tell us a little bit about that. It is gorgeous.
so pretty.
Yeah.
really fun. Oh, I really like it. It's very pretty.
What's the collection you use for this?
It's Enchanted Meadow.
And how long did you take? Was it like easy or?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Because
Because Robin cut out the pieces for me.
Again.
And I just
I'm such an enabler.
sewed it together.
Hey, but if she'll make it, I'll cut it every time.
Right.
Every time.
it's so
Robin
pretty.
usually cuts everything for me, so.
That's pretty.
So that we have a kit for, and let me show that to you. So it has the pattern and your border fabrics, your background fabric, your binding, of course, and one of the fat quarter stacks of Enchanted. So, and Flamingo Toes did a sew along, so you can go and follow along with her, and she gives, you know, little tips, and
Her pattern's really easy.
and Kathy says her pattern was really easy to work on.
Yeah.
So
did you just like choose whatever fabric you want to use, or did it call for it?
So
Yeah.
from this stack,
From the
does she just say use pinks and you just pick
Yeah.
pinks from the stack?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it could, depending on what fabric she chooses, it'll look different.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Things
fun.
you want to use.
Have you decided what pattern you're gonna have quilted on it?
I haven't decided yet.
This is going to the quilter today. So,
Good job.
good job,
Good
Kathy.
backing for it.
Thank you very much.
Nice
Okay,
job.
we'll let Kathy off the hook now. She doesn't have to be on camera anymore. Okay, let's start with you, Robin. What you been
Alright.
finishing up?
I finished this quilt right here that's called Luminaries. It was a fun one to stitch, a bright, happy, it has the cute lemons. I know you've shown this line a couple
I love
times.
this so much.
Which it's so fun. And she has some great, like her pattern is written very well. She has it where she has the picture and you trim up as you go, and she has a video link for a new way that I had never done, the flip and sew. And so she has the link in her pattern.
so fun, learn a new technique while
Yeah.
you're doing it.
I mean, because you've been quilting how many
Yeah.
years?
And you learn something new, you're like,
you do
oh.
something, and it's like anytime you can find a fast, easy trick.
Yeah,
that
I
helps.
love that.
One process go a little, because I'm weird. I go through and I'll make all these for the whole quilt. I'll make
Yeah.
all the triangles for the whole quilt.
Mhm,
I do all the stuff that takes a long time, and then I sit and feel like I produce really fast after that. You know what I mean?
Do you do them like,
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I do
you-
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Because then you can chain piece, and I'm all about it,
Oh, I know. I chainsaw all the time.
Yeah.
Always.
right? And then I have another
oh,
one.
that's right, you have another quilt. Where did I?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, here we go.
VJ's trying to steal it.
Actually, I bought a kit
Oh,
because I love this.
I know, it's
I've
so
been
good.
wanting to make this quilt for a long time.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty.
So this one's called Hazel, and it's out of the County Seat book.
I just think it's so pretty.
It's just really fun.
Really warm colors for fall or
Yes,
for
it's-
any time, but
But a great time to
Especially
start this.
fall
You'll
too.
have
Yeah.
it for fall.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's really lovely.
And it's fun because I liked how it pieced a lot faster, obviously, than
the
Luminaries.
luminaries, yeah.
Because she had to do the strip piecing,
Yeah.
which was really nice, and it was fun. I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
it's really
so.
nice.
I love it. It's very
Thank
good.
you.
That's fun. And this
my
is from
favorites.
County Seat Quilts, which has some fantastic
Right.
patterns in it.
Yes, a real favorite book. of
In
mine.
fact, my
Yeah.
next quilt's out of this book. So
And VJ did one last fall.
that little pumpkin.
I don't know if you can see that. The little tiny picture there, but it's that pumpkin quilt we did last year.
mm-hmm.
VJ made that. That was incredibly popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That
it
was, and so there's so
pretty.
many beautiful quilts in this book. Like, it's just full of them.
Right.
This is Robin's next.
It
one she's
is.
working on.
Oh,
Americana piece. So there's just something for
Here
every
we go.
season in this
This is
book.
what I picked too. Well, Actually, this is what Miss VJ picked. Because, you know,
I love it. And
So-
on this ash fabric,
and
that's
all
just
that
gonna
be
be,
beautiful.
yeah,
I'm very excited.
very.
That's what's nice about working here is we have extra people that can help us when we have an idea.
I
that
always
we
need an
wanna do.
opinion. I always need, what do you think? What do you know?
I know Robin didn't ask me to choose the fabric. I just took it upon myself.
And I was so happy that she
Yes.
did, because she always picks
She has a
great
good eye.
fabric.
Okay, we're gonna move this out of the way because I think your quilt blocks that you're gonna show next are gonna show up better on this one.
Right, so pretty.
We're gonna
So-
be talking about a row of the month quilt that Robin's gonna be starting.
Right, this is going to be starting, and this is from that same gal that Kathy's quilt was from,
Mm-hmm.
from Miss Flamingo Toes. So these are my first row.
This is
It
so
needs to
sweet.
turn
I
out
just
so
so
cute.
I know.
I love
This
this.
is so fun. And I have never done the dress-in.
Haven't you?
I never
They're
have.
fun to do, aren't they?
Right? Like,
And they're not hard.
no,
No, not
no,
hard.
because I was really worried when I was ironing them, you know, because you use the sewing machine, which is, you
Love it.
know, which
Look
was
at these
awesome
together.
to help.
Oh my goodness,
And
look.
I even thought if you,
Oh.
yes, exactly.
A pillow or something.
Wouldn't that be the cutest?
That'd be so
That'd
cute.
be really fun.
But they look like all these
Yeah.
lined up, even though I was like worried, what if I'm not
Yeah.
ironing them?
I love
So
it.
I'm excited for those.
Yeah.
And I tried really hard to get block 2 done, but look how cute it's gonna be.
It's gonna be so cute.
It's
Oh,
this
it's a
little
umbrella.
umbrella. My things. So this goes right here.
How cute.
And
My
anyway,
Little bias
won't that be
strip. It's
so
gonna be
cute
so
like
cute.
that?
Yes.
Anyway,
And so there's umbrellas in a
So
row.
there's
and
all
raindrops and they're
right?
just so cute.
So those are my,
So how many
Starts.
months is this going to be?
I think
I
we,
think it's 6, is it? 1, 2, 4. Are we
we'll
gonna
do
do
it,
it 6?
or do you want to do it 8? Either 6 or 8,
Let's do-
whichever.
Yeah, look on the website. We'll make that
We'll
decision
just-
today.
We haven't decided, so.
I
So
think
that's-
6, but that's just
Hey, I'm all about that, because that's a different, because then you're
Yeah.
still motivated,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
That's true.
That will be fun.
It's
But
just
they
gonna
go-
be darling.
They
I
go
love it.
really quickly. Like, I was really surprised. I did this Tuesday after work,
Mhm.
and I was surprised at how fast. And obviously, I'm going to hand stitch these,
Yeah.
but you could just run your sewing machine right along
Yep.
there, and you would be done so fast.
Yep.
So
You could do a blanket stitch on,
yeah,
on the
blanket
machine
stitch,
if you
mhm.
wanted to.
I'm
Or,
just
or
not
that
very
little
good on the
stitch that-
machine.
that just catches every.
right.
I don't know what that stitch is called, but you know what I'm.
And I
talking
think
about.
even
I
if
do
you're
know.
beginning, you could just do
Just
a
do a
straight stitch
straight
right
stitch
along,
You
or
could.
a little
because that
tiny
could end up
zigzag.
being
Yeah.
really
You
nice.
could.
So
Yeah,
Lots
there's
of
a
options
variety
to
of things.
get that done.
Yes.
Way to go.
thanks.
Okay. BJ has got something you're
Oh.
working on and a beautiful block of the month too. So
Okay, so I'll start off with, we have a line of fabric now called Red Hot, and it's just, of course, Red Hot. Everything is red in it, okay? Some of them are white background with red, some are red with the white. Anyway, so Sandy found a really cute quilt, and when I first saw it, I have to say I was having a coronary. Because I thought, oh my word, there's no way in the world. This will take me till next year or something to cut it out. Let alone
I'd like to give BJ a challenge. She's one of those employees that'll just like, oh
Take a
yeah, I'll do
challenge
that
and run
hard
with
thing. I'll do that hard thing for you.
I do like hard things. I was thinking when you said that was your first dressing you did, that was my very first quilt I ever made. That was piece was a dressing,
Yeah.
which it took me forever because of all the applique, because I'm slow at applique. But this is going to be the pattern for it, and it is a free pattern.
Mhm.
It's on Andover, I believe, isn't it?
I think so.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
I
on
think it's-
Andover's
it-
website.
I believe it is, and I think it was designed by the gal from Laundry Basket.
Yeah,
Quilts. I
Laundry
can-
Basket Quilts.
And I'm sorry, I
Her
can never remember her.
Edita Star?
Is it sitar? Or is it-
Sitar. Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
sitar.
I may be saying it wrong.
But anyway, I apologize because I
But
love
she does
her.
beautiful
But she
work.
does beautiful quilts.
work. Oh my
She
goodness.
really does. But this is going to be really fun. And I have to say, first of all, there is a template that you can use to cut everything. And I was surprised I cut out 3 or 4 layers. It just takes fat quarters, and I cut 3 or 4 layers out at a time. And it really was much easier to cut than I ever expected. There is quite a little bit of sewing involved in trying to get all the blocks put together. but it's going together much faster than I had anticipated it
Yeah.
being. But I think it's just gonna be really, really fun. I'm
Because
excited.
you don't see it here, but when you get it all together, you end up getting this secondary pattern that
Yes.
looks rounded.
Yes, and most people when they
So
see
beautiful.
even see the pattern say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's got curved seams." No, it
No,
doesn't have
it's
curved
just when you
seams.
get it put together. I don't know if you can see that on the pattern, but you end up with these
Oh, yeah.
beautiful rounded look,
Yeah.
I can see from the
Without-
camera.
curved seams.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really is. It's really fun. I think it's going to be just
Yeah.
beautiful when it's completed.
And the pattern
So-
that'll be in the kit will have the paper templates you could use, but these are, and there's templates that you don't use in this pack, right?
Correct.
Because this is her Alaska templates.
Mm-hmm.
And she has amazing quilts done using these same templates, other
Right.
designs.
Yes. So, the templates to me,
Yeah.
these just save
They-
so much more time.
they pay
versus
for
using
themselves.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
It makes your life so much
I have to
easier.
look and see what those are.
So,
Okay. Yeah, they're $25.95, but like I say, it does
Well, maybe we
multiple
could do
quilts.
another quilt
it does.
But
out of it.
yeah, I
Yes,
want to
that
do
would
her
be fun.
Alaska quilt.
Mhm.
That would
I
be
would love to do that too.
Yeah,
in
so
blues. I
beautiful.
love, she does
Mhm.
so many blue fabrics that are
Yeah,
lovely.
she does.
Okay, so then the next thing, we're going to be starting in June to do our block of the month. I know I have talked about it one other time, but we need to be signing up for that.
Mhm.
And it is going to be from this book, Cream and Sugar, and it's using laundry basket fabrics
Mhm.
for
So beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
it's from a line called Cloud 9.
Cloud 9.
And then we've added this little linen look
Yeah.
to it. Now, the first, you do 2 blocks every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think
And they're not always this size, are they?
well, what happens is, like, I know month 5, you add some extra borders to make these blocks bigger,
Oh.
is what you do.
So this will be kind of the center of
Yes.
a block.
Yes. So, but the first 4 months are just
Mhm.
making 2 blocks each month.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's lots of triangles, of course, but I just, I think
Every
they
good
went-
quilt has a triangle.
Yeah.
though. I'm
It
just saying.
does.
And her
it does.
Fabric's so soft and
I'm
beautiful.
just so
Yeah.
excited for
It's-
this.
It's
Yeah.
going to be beautiful.
It's gonna be
I just love that peaceful look of this
Mhm,
cream
mhm.
on cream kind of
Mhm.
thing. But,
With just those
with-
sweet touches
just
of
a little bit of
blue
soft.
and rose.
Mhm.
Just,
Yes.
yeah, really soft and pretty.
Yes, I think it's going to be beautiful when it's
Yeah.
completed, so.
So we have started taking signups for this.
Mhm.
So there is limited quantity, so you'll want to go onto our website under subscriptions, and you can sign up there
It's on the front page now.
on the front page now.
On the
Great.
left side.
Okay.
And your first month will include your book and your fabric for your blocks, and then after that it'll be just the fabrics. But
Yeah.
you will get the book in your first month.
Yes.
Okay, I have a hard question for both of you. Which one do you think will be easier for like a intermediate like level quilter? Like if they have started some few easy ones and then they're just heading to some.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, I think-
Because they're so different. too.
Yeah, I
that
think so.
might be more forgiving
Probably.
on
Right. But I
on,
think
like, points, but
I think with both of them though, it's just patience.
yeah,
Just if you be in the right mood, and
Yeah.
if you're not in the mood, walk away.
because techniques aren't hard.
No.
No, it's not
Just-
like new hard techniques.
And I would have totally done this as a beginner.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because yeah, totally. I was like VJ.
Confident.
I haven't done the like I said, I haven't done
Confident.
the dressing, but I've done tons of applique, just not the dressing, and I've done English paper. So,
So I
I've
think a
always been
confident
one. If I
beginner-
like it, just do it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think
If you're comfortable with doing half square triangles,
Mm-hmm.
flying geese, that kind of thing, you could do this.
I would just encourage it because, especially if
Yeah.
you love it and you want to do it, I would say do either
That's the
one.
most important thing to
Because
me.
if you love it, you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Period.
think that the directions are good.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, this does go on for 12 months.
Yes,
so I
this
forgot
is,
to
and it's
say
a
that.
big quilt. It,
I-
it finishes what, 80? I can't remember.
I don't remember what it is.
I am
80,
so
it's
excited.
an 80 square.
Yeah, 80-inch square.
But what I
So
like
it's
about
beautiful.
this, I feel like you could take these blocks and make something else. Like you could, you know, put it in any other quilt that you wanted to. You know what I
It's
mean?
beautiful.
I like books and patterns where you can take and then add it with something else.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yep. Love it. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Really fun.
So those are 2 new block of the months we have going. Excited to get those started, and you can sign up on our website. So awesome. What else do we have that you wanted to talk about today? I have to keep checking my shirt because I was coming to work. Okay, I'm driving down the road. I look down. I've got like 3 buttons open. I'm just out for the world as I'm driving down the road.
Trying to pick up some people on the road.
And I didn't have time to turn around and go back home. But I thought, well, I just might have to leave work and go buy a shirt because if it happened once, it's probably gonna happen again. Just saying.
Time for shopping.
Right?
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to just say, oh, I have to go buy a
I
shirt?
have to go buy a new shirt.
Okay. Today we want to talk a little bit about your creating process, because not everybody's like Sandy, so creative and can like have time pressure on creating stuff, you know.
That's when I create best, is under pressure. I don't know why.
I sew best when I have a deadline, when I know, like I knew we were doing table talk and I was like, I've got to get, you know, gotta get that going. So I do really well.
And I'm not the only one that works good on a deadline. Because I know not you, VJ.
Oh,
VJ's prepared.
VJ's,
Yeah,
she's
prepared.
calm, she gets it done.
Yeah.
She doesn't, she's
It's
not
not
like,
like the night before shop hop and you have 2 quilts you have to bind.
yeah,
And then you have a great friend that says, I'll take one home for you and bind it. So,
yeah.
She finished all hers. That's
yep.
why
But
Because
I
she
was
was done and ready. And
But I'll sometimes have to say, you want to get that quilt done? Because I need that in the store. I'm not talking about her or her.
oh, Kathy writes
necessarily.
me. Kathy writes me all the
But
time. She'll be,
Kathy's-
Robin,
Kathy's
how's your
our-
quilt? Get
yeah.
it done. Robin!
Yeah, but I'll, with Anna, I'm like, need that one. Oh yeah, go get that done. I mean, lots of us, we work on deadlines. But anyway, back to our creative process.
Okay. So how do you usually make your own quilt? I know a lot of people go to the store, they find a pattern, they just start picking their fabric. And then for both of you who has done your own quilt and then written your own like template or like pattern, you can each share where you are at and then how you do this.
So I'm gonna just start, I'll talk about, because the quilt that I just did was our little shop hop quilt. So what I Googled was, it's a small world, and I found some artwork that had the small world, just a graphic of the face of the small world. And I looked at that. Then I went on to the, and found the small world, pictures of this, It's a Small World in Tokyo, because it was very colorful. The one in California is kind of whites and soft colors. But I liked the colorful one in Tokyo. And so that's where I drew my fabric selections and stuff from, and kind of just the ideas was looking at pictures of the actual piece and trying to figure out how I could simplify it into blocks.
Yeah, because you wanted to still look like it.
I wanted
while
people to
it's,
look
like,
at it
in-
and say, oh, it's a small world.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to be so over the top hard to make that it would be, prohibitive. So, and then I like to design when I have something that I'm designing for, like cross stitch, for instance. Like I could have designed little people for the It's a Small World forever. Like I was having so much fun with
but
those.
that cross stitch is so
I would just like,
Adorable.
okay, well, what about this one? And then I'm like, oh, I need someone with blonde hair. Did you know that there's not very many blonde people in the world? BJ, did you know that?
I do know
Well,
that.
I didn't know that till I was making my little people for all the countries, and I'm like, I only have one blonde. Why don't I have more blondes in these countries? And then I Googled the percent. Anyway, I didn't know that, like,
I do know that.
there's very few blondes in the world.
Well, some of us are just manufactured.
Well, but, anyway, I was surprised by that. But I could have just sat there and done those little people, because I kind of have, once I got going on it, then it was like, okay, then I was on a roll. And that
And
was
they
so
turned out
fun.
so cute. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
so cute.
That was fun. So
Adorable.
Okay. How about VJ and Robin? Like when you pick your own quilt, when you start your own.
you've
Well,
designed quilts.
Yeah.
I have. But usually,
Let's just say that, let me say this for VJ, and I'll say this for myself. There is nothing new in the world.
that's true.
Everything's just like,
There is nothing new in the world. As far as,
So,
I think designers everywhere gather inspiration
mhm.
from all around them.
Mhm.
And a quilt block is a quilt block, has been around a lot of times forever,
right.
right?
Yes.
It's your
Yes.
interpretation of that block. It's how you lay that block out.
The
It's
colors that
the
you,
fabrics you
yes.
selected.
yes. I know for myself, I always find fabric that I love.
Mhm.
I shouldn't probably, I love this new line of laundry baskets that's, it's Christmas line, Noel.
Mm.
I absolutely love that fabric, and I've got it in my head right now, and I know I'm going to have to buy that, but I have to, but soon
That's,
as
yeah, you're
But-
creating in your head.
I am, and
Mhm.
so as soon as I decide what I want to do with it, then I will buy the fabric, because I've really kind of learned, because I have this closet full of fabric, and when I'm talking about closet, I'm talking about a bedroom size room filled with fabric.
A
Whoa.
large walk-in.
Yes, I'm talking about like a 12 by 12. And I don't like to buy fabric now unless I know exactly what I'm going to do with it.
Mm.
So I'm just kind of processing in
Yeah.
my little baby brain, but I will go online and look for patterns, or I will look, I've got a library at my home essentially of books and things, and I will come up with something that I'm going to do with that.
So VJ will do that. You'll see fabrics in the store, and she'll go home to her library, and she'll find, okay, well, that style, I've got this book that kind of lends itself to that kind of feel of that fabric. So you're good at that.
But I visualize I think I do really well at visualizing, and some people don't have that
Mhm.
ability. They can't visualize. And so I think being able to visualize is really important, and being able to place that fabric into the little pieces or whatever, just to see how is that going to turn out.
And I think a lot of people just need to give themselves permission
Mm-hmm.
to not do what is on the picture.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't, you know,
Oh.
because
That's just a suggestion.
that's just, you don't
I
have to
so
do what the
agree.
designer has
No.
put on that
And
picture.
some people, that's just their total comfort zone.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
used a polka dot for this, and
Then they've gotta
got
have-
the polka
yeah,
dot,
yeah.
and it has to be the same size dot. I mean, they can't even make any kind of a variation.
And if that's not your skill,
Mm-hmm.
then there's other people that can help you to kind of see
Mhm.
how that could come together.
Mhm.
Because everybody has a different skill set. And that's just not in some people's wheelhouse.
Mhm.
That's not what they see. And so, find a friend that kind of has that talent.
And I say, if you like it, it goes together. I took interior design classes in school, and one of the things that was hard is she would say, if it's in nature, it goes together. So you think about nature and think about your gardens
Mhm.
and think of what colors are together. Well,
Mhm.
every color is in your garden.
Yeah.
So it can match. If you like it, I don't care if you come and you buy fabric and I don't like it. If you like it, do it. Go for it.
yeah.
You know, because I did a mystery quilt years and years ago, and it is still my favorite quilt. And I went to the store, and we had to have 26 colors, 26 different fat colors.
Different fat quarters.
And I was like, that's too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I picked 2 colors, and I did 13 fabrics, and I doubled the fabric. And it was red and green, and I didn't even realize and didn't even think about it being Christmas or whatever, because to me it was just red and green, and they complement each other very well. To this day, it's still my favorite quilt.
Yeah. And a good thing to experiment on is to get one of those little Villa Rosa cards, little patterns. They're $2.99, and it might be one that calls for 6 fat quarters and a background.
Mhm.
So that's an easy one to kind of play with without a huge investment,
Mhm.
and dip your toes in. Getting, so gather up just
Right.
6 that you think will look good together, and just go for it and play with that. And
Right?
to do a big, huge quilt might be a little bit overwhelming if you haven't done a lot of that yourself.
Mhm.
No.
But for instance, we've done so many of those little Villa Rosa cards,
Yes,
and the
people
picture
love
on the
those.
front,
The-
honestly,
no.
sometimes
scary.
sometimes can be just horrific.
And people
our
can't see,
viewpoint.
and some people can't see past
And they
that.
can't
They
see.
won't.
They would-
Then they see the quilt hanging, they're like,
And they're
that's
like-
beautiful.
And they'll say, "No, do you have the pattern?" We'll show them. They're like, "That's
Yeah,
the quilt,"
exactly.
you know.
Mhm.
But and so if that's not your thing,
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, see, and like the other day on Tuesday, I came to work and I said, "Okay, I'm not in the mood to do Christmas yet because we've got Christmas lines in. I want to
Got
do
Christmas
4th of
in
July.
coming up.
Like I love 4th of July. I love red, white, and blue. So I said, VJ, hey, want to make a 4th of July quilt? You know, what can we do? And that's where this whole quilt came from. Then she's pulling, and I love to bounce ideas off of
VJ's got- yeah.
She's awesome because then she helps come up with fabulous stuff. Yes. No, I really
And so
do.
I just thought of something. So our block of the months are not where you come in and sew, but we have the employees that are doing the block of the months in the store. They're always here to answer questions. If you have questions, well, how does that, you know, or I have a question on why this isn't, you know,
Well, and that's the thing I
call
think
in
that's
and let us help you.
great about our store is everyone here is always willing and happy to help anybody.
Yes.
You know, we
VJ is
even
a
try to
great
help
teacher.
over the phone if we can.
Sometimes
You know.
that's tough.
Yeah, but we
One
send
sug-
pictures back and forth. But
But
anyway.
one suggestion that I have, when you come in and need help with colors for a quilt or whatever, bring your fabric. Don't bring a picture on your phone.
Oh, yes.
Because
There's no way you can say, oh, I've got these prints and I need a blue to go with it, and the picture's on the phone.
Right, and I know that's kind of a hassle for some people,
is.
but just get a bag, stick your fabric in it, and bring that in, because
It is so hard off a phone.
it is so hard. And just in your brain, you're not gonna be able to always think that, okay, that's the exact color that's going to go with my quilt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bring the fabric, it's worth it, and you're gonna be happier with the end
Yeah.
result too.
The pictures on the phone, the lighting is always different.
always
when you
different.
bring it home, it can be different.
And
Yep.
sometimes it's a better quality, sometimes it's,
Yeah.
it's, yes.
So, okay. So Robin was talking about VJ help her choosing fabric. How do you guys how long do you usually take to choose your own fabric? Because it can be fun.
It can
Right.
be
Oh,
fun.
it's like when the
But
store
what
gets
do you-
slow here, and then we start.
But
I
when do
know,
you
you know.
decide it's too
It's-
long?
Yeah, it's
you know?
dangerous if there's downtime in the store.
That's Anna last night was like, hey, we gotta keep busy. We gotta keep busy,
Yeah.
so we don't start picking something. You know, because we definitely
Yeah,
we will play that way.
play that way, but
Right.
yeah.
But usually for me,
Sometimes-
it goes faster
Yeah.
because I don't like to sit and wait. I like if I see a pattern, I have an idea, I want it yesterday.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you want the color.
Sometimes the fabric will speak or sometimes a pattern, and then I can't leave it alone. I can't order online. I got to have it right now. And I'm not going to go to another store just because of the convenience factor. I'm going to find it here, and I'm not going to leave until I do.
So you're like instant gratification.
Yeah,
girl.
this is just
She
like I
wants
can't
the
buy
quilt
clothes
already.
online. I have to do it right now. Because
Yeah.
if I see it, I want it yesterday. Like I said
Yeah.
yesterday.
That's why
I'm not patient.
I was saying in the last table talk how sometimes when the cross stitch patterns come in, I'm like, employees, you cannot buy this yet.
Because that's bad
Because
for me
Robin's
too.
gonna see it, Shannon's gonna see it.
I think they hide them
Leslie-
from me.
And I'm like, I only order so many to come in on the initial order.
Right.
Because you know you gotta see if you
Well,
really
there's
like
like
it.
only one person I feel like we have to buy right now.
Yeah,
And then because we
Yeah.
might not get it back in,
Yeah.
just because trying
it's
to
hard to
find
get
them.
back in.
But if it's country cottage or little, yeah.
But they
those are like,
they're like everyone else. They'll be like, but I want it. When's it gonna come back in?
like,
I know.
you promise it comes back in. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
exercise patience till next week. But that's the other day.
Till
Leslie was
next
like,
week.
Robin, they didn't show us this pattern. And I was like, I know. Why? Because they're trying to help us out a little bit.
Everybody too everybody's got different talents. I think
Oh,
people are hard
right.
on themselves. They're like, I don't have the ability. I'm not talented that way. Well, you're talented some way.
Right. And I say, like with the quilts, you sew it, you don't love it. I think what am I trying to say? Let's see. I think you just need to get it done because if your points aren't perfect, nobody cares. They want
Oh,
they
yeah,
want
they
your quilt
wouldn't
done.
go
Like, you know what I mean?
If it was
It's-
your quilt, you would care.
It's,
because you're
but,
points.
but
VJ
I'm not going to look at
VJ
VJ's
doesn't.
quilt.
But VJ's so sweet because her points are so perfect. But we bring our quilts in and she doesn't go, ooh.
No.
Not that we ever know. She may go home and go, ooh. But you're so kind to us
She
all.
probably goes home still worried about her
So
own
kind
points.
to all. Yeah. So I think we're all so much harder on our own
But
stuff.
I have
Yeah.
a disease, and no one wants the disease that I have.
And I am so grateful she has the disease because she does such beautiful work.
So,
So it's not a disease, it's a gift. It's a talent.
you know, if any of you've ever watched that television program Monk,
Oh, yes.
That is who I am.
You are hard on yourself.
And so
She is not that weird,
anyway, I am kind of a loony.
but I
so.
love that show.
I do love that show too. That's fun.
Sometimes it's not till it comes back from the quilters.
Yeah,
Right.
I think every
It comes
quilt.
back from the quilters and you're like, oh, that's kind of cute. You're not seeing that
Right.
little point that got cut off or something. No, it's just
That's
quilted
true.
and it's yummy and cute.
Right. I think every quilt my mother-in-law made,
Mhm.
she hated it until it was done.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I like it now." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"You
But
just have to give it time."
It is such a feeling of satisfaction though to finish a project.
Yeah,
to me.
right, it is.
It just brings joy to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I don't finish cross stitch very well. I start them fabulously, but I finish quilts.
Yeah.
You need to give those to Kathy.
I know, Kathy. You stitch.
So
I'll
you
cut
say,
for
Kathy,
you.
I'll cut.
You
You
stitch
finish
for
this
me.
up for me. As long as
Good
you
trade.
can stitch the
I'm
same.
gonna say I better learn to stitch the opposite way because I stitch
You
the
stitch
way
like
you
I do.
stitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kathy,
What
can't finish.
does Kathy has to say? You think that will work?
No, you
No,
That's a good
it
trait.
won't work because I stitch different than.
Then we
That's
do.
all right. You can just start it
That's
and
true.
finish it for me then.
And I've tried to finish one.
She has finished for me before that I
And
started.
it takes me forever because I'm just so used to doing it the
Your
way
way.
I do, and then I have to do it the opposite way, and
It is a
it takes a
battle
long
every,
time.
yeah.
It's like I have to think about it. So I
You'd
just
be faster starting it all over again
yes.
than to try and finish something I've started.
Okay, I have a last question.
Yes.
What do you do to stop yourself from regretting what you pick, what you like? You know, I think
Oh,
that's
that's so
everybody's.
hard.
Yeah, that's an issue that I hear a lot.
Uh-huh. VJ.
I know I'm terrible at that. And that's because of my being so OCD. I know.
So she
And,
tears it apart.
and sometimes I have. I've ripped it apart and redone it. It doesn't bother me to rip something out because
Yeah.
if I'm going to be happy with it, that's
That's
what's
all that matters.
so. But
So you really don't fight it. You just do it.
I just do.
Just go with it. Don't
Yeah.
fight it. You just like, no, I'll just rip it out.
Yeah, that's what I do. So.
And honestly, everybody, I think every person is so much harder on themselves than anyone else is on them.
Oh, amen.
And I question always. And sometimes it's not till like later on I can look. When I'm making it, I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I love this. I love this. It's so cute. And then I finish it. I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? Oh, maybe I should have done. So I do that all the time. So for me, it's nice because I can get that reward in the store where, like, let's say this job up quilt. I was like, I don't know if people are going to like this.
Mhm.
After it was done, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's too simple, maybe it's too small, maybe it's, but I got the reward of seeing people come into the store and enjoy it.
Oh,
And so that was like,
really,
oh,
really did.
okay, it was cute, Everybody doesn't have that, so you've got to learn to give it to yourself,
Mhm.
because not everyone's going to like what you do,
That's true.
but if you enjoy the process, that's what I always say. Did I enjoy the process? Yeah, that was fun.
I always enjoy the process.
I feel like you're the kind of that just you can push through it, just make it happen. You don't regret.
No, I was gonna say you guys saying that, and I'm like, I'm sitting here trying to think of something that I regretted, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I usually, it's so funny, like the quilts will be hanging up, and I'll go, why did I put that block there? Or that block there? But then I'm like, but it's done and it's cute. So I mean, like with this one, I was like, well, there's so much yellow, but I was following the designers, and I'm like, I'm just gonna follow, and it's gonna be okay. So I just try and let it go. I think I'm more of a just go with the flow sometimes.
Yes.
Some people probably don't even see the mistake on your quilt.
Oh,
They're just
right.
like
most likely,
yeah.
they are not looking at your quilt.
Or sometimes I'm sewing the rows together and I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking, oh my word, that block with that color is, and
Yeah.
sometimes I have ripped it out and sometimes it's like,
Ah,
it's just fine,
it's
even
fine.
for an OCD person.
Yeah.
It's okay.
My mom was just saying today, Kathy has stepped away, so I won't embarrass her, but I said, oh, you should see this beautiful quilt Kathy just finished. Before I came to work, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, I just can't believe how far she's come
Oh.
and how much she's enjoying doing that. Kathy just walked in, so.
What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about you. And so, like,
Not bad
really,
things,
it's,
not bad.
if my sister Kathy can take up quilting and enjoy it and love it,
Mhm.
where she never thought she could,
I know.
everyone can find
It's-
some joy in this.
I know, it's exciting. I was talking to one of my daughters last night, and she was saying she had gotten a gift from somebody, and it was some embroidery, and she said, and this is just backstitched, and it was like, whoa!
You knew the word backstitched.
I was just so pleased that
Yeah.
she knew that word.
That lingo.
No, I feel happy about that.
Yeah.
So it's
No, and I think anyone can do it. So just do it.
Thank you for joining us for Table Talk, and we will see you next week.